Good day, ma'am. I am Mian Danyo and I will be discussing the second wave of globalization. Second wave of globalization occurred between 1945 to 1970. Second wave of globalization occurred after the World War II and was primarily driven by international institutions, economic cooperation, and technological advances that sought to rebuild and integrate the global economy after the war. So these are the key characteristics of second wave of globalization. First is the post World War II reconstruction. Next is creation of global institutions. Third is growth of international trade. Fourth, technological advances. Fifth, Cold War rivalry. And the last, decolonization and the rise of developing nations. So let's proceed to the post World War II reconstruction. After the devastation of World War II, there was a global effort, particularly led by the US and Western Europe, to rebuild economies and avoid the kind of protectionism and contributed to the Great Depression and the war. So after World War II, countries needed to fix their damaged economies. So the US helped Europe to recover The US helped Europe recover by giving money through the Marshall Plan. This helped rebuild cities, factories, and jobs. Next is the creation of global institutions. International organizations were established to stabilize the global economy and encourage trade. International Monetary Fund or IMF was created to monitor global financial stability and provide short-term financial support to countries. So IMF helped countries manage money and avoid big problems. So second is World Bank. It focused on long-term development and poverty reduction through loans for infrastructure and development projects. So World Bank gave loans to help build infrastructures like roads and buildings. Third is the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, which eventually became the World Trade Organization. It was formed to reduce tariffs and trade barriers, promoting free trade. So the GATT or the WTO helped countries trade goods without high taxes. Then next is the growth of international trade. International trade expanded significantly with the Bretton Woods system in place to stabilize exchange rates and promote trade. So major economies, especially in Western Europe, North America, and Japan, experienced rapid growth as they opened up their economies, facilitated by more liberal trade policies and reduced tariffs. So countries started buying and selling more products with each other. Rich countries like the US, Japan, and those in Europe became richer by opening their markets and trading freely. Next is the technological advances. Advances in transportation like container shipping, telecommunications, and manufacturing processes contributed to the efficient movement of goods and services globally. The invention of commercial jet travel also increased the speed and volume of international travel and communication. So, new technology or the new inventions made life easier. Container ships moved goods faster and cheaper. Airplanes helped people travel quickly around the world, while telecommunications made it easier to talk and share information globally. And next is the Cold War rivalry. While the capitalist economies of the West engaged in globalization, the world was divided by the Cold War. The communist bloc led by the Soviet Union did not participate in the global economy to the same extent, limiting the scope of globalization. So, the Cold War rivalry lasted from 1947 to 1991, probably 44 years. So the world was divided into the groups during this time. The capitalist countries like the US traded and worked together, while the communist countries like the Soviet Union stayed separate and didn't join much of the global trade. And the last is decolon- decolonization and the rise of developing nations. So, during this period, many countries in Asia, Africa, and the Caribbean gained independence from European colonial powers. These nations sought to integrate into the global economy, though they often challenged due to underdeveloped infrastructures and economies. So, new independent countries were developed or were found. Many countries in Asia and Africa became free from European rule. These countries wanted to grow and trade with the world but had problems like poor infrastructure and weak economies. And that's all. Thank you.